What if I told you there's a new EV that feels exactly like an Audi? No spaceship sounds, no dramatic gimmicks, just that same familiar precision-engineered experience Audi drivers already love. Only now, it's electric. This is the 2025 Audi Q6 E-Tron Quattro. It's finally here, and it's so Audi, it's almost boring. Let's find out why that might actually be a good thing. Now, before we dive in, think about this. Every car maker has a signature flavor. Honda's got that lightweight, agile charm. BMW is all about driving dynamics. Tesla, it's the digital thrill. And Audi? Audi is pure, polished, understated excellence. So the real question is, can an electric SUV capture that same essence? After driving the Q6 E-Tron, I can confidently say, yes, it can. Let's start with the basics. The Q6 E-Tron is Audi's first model built on the new premium platform electric architecture, co-developed with Porsche. And while that might sound like a recipe for a split personality, Audi manages to distill its DNA clearly. This SUV doesn't scream for attention. It glides through the road with what we can only describe as crushing competence. What do I mean by that? The ride is firm, but never harsh. The steering is accurate and confidence-inspiring. And the grip? Let's just say, this thing holds the road like a magnet on a fridge. That solid, almost silent driving feel is unmistakably Audi. It might not blow your mind, but it will absolutely keep your pulse steady, and that's exactly the point. Design-wise, the Q6 E-Tron blends right in with the rest of Audi's lineup. From the outside, it looks like a clean, mature evolution of the Q5, no radical shapes or outrageous lines. But take a step closer, and you'll notice sleek LED lighting, sharp angles, and subtle aerodynamic curves. It's classy, refined, and most importantly, modern. Inside, the Q6 continues to impress. The cabin feels like a high-tech lounge. You've got crisp dual displays, Audi's new infotainment interface, and thankfully, physical buttons where they matter, like for climate and volume controls. The materials? Top-notch. Soft touch surfaces, stitched leather, metal accents, everything feels premium. Even the ambient lighting reacts to your actions. Turn left, and the left side glows green. Adjust the temperature. It flashes red or blue. It's clever without being distracting. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite being packed with nearly 456 horsepower from its dual-motor setup, the Q6 E-Tron doesn't feel like a rocket ship. 0 to 60 takes about 4.6 seconds. That's quick, but in the EV world, it's middle of the road. In fact, it's only 1.1 seconds faster than the old gas-powered Q5 from 2021. That's surprising, especially when you remember this EV has nearly double the power. Still, don't take that the wrong way. The Q6 isn't about thrills, it's about balance. Where other EVs, like the Jeep Wagoneer S, come off as unhinged, with massive horsepower, and nothing to support it, the Q6 stays grounded. It delivers power smoothly, predictably, and comfortably. No drama, just control. If you're craving more excitement, Audi's got you covered with the SQ6 E-Tron. That one packs 509 horsepower and a tighter suspension setup. But if comfort and confidence are your priority, the regular Q6 is where it's at. Another highlight? Charging. This is one area where the Q6 E-Tron flexes hard. On a DC fast charger, it took on 177 miles of range in just 15 minutes. That's seriously fast, and better than even its more powerful sibling, the SQ6. It peaked at 279 kilowatts, but maintained an average of 195 kilowatts from 5 to 80%. That consistency is a big deal if you hate waiting at the plug. Audi estimates a 295-mile EPA range for the dual-motor version, and in real-world testing, it hit about 285 miles at highway speeds. In other words, this thing is road trip ready. But not everything's perfect. The ride, while composed, leans a little too firm for some. You'll feel the road more than you might want to, especially over rough pavement. And then there's the Regan braking, or the lack of control over it. Unlike many EVs with aggressive one-pedal drive modes, the Q6 is pretty mild. Pull the shift lever to B for more Regan, or use the steering wheel paddles. But even then, the system is conservative. What's worse, the Regan setting resets every time you shift into reverse or park. Imagine you're trying to parallel park and suddenly, the deceleration you were counting on vanishes. That's more frustrating than it sounds. And maybe the biggest knock against the Q6? It might just be too normal, too safe, too Audi. There's no bold innovation or head-turning moment here. Compared to more daring EVs like the Genesis GV70 Electric or the Cadillac Lyriq, the Q6 plays it safe. And for some drivers, that might come off as uninspired. But here's the thing. If you're already an Audi owner and you're thinking of making the leap to electric, the Q6 E-Tron is your golden bridge. It makes the transition feel seamless. You won't have to learn a new driving style or adjust to crazy tech. You just get in and go, only now you're doing it without gas. Let's talk numbers. The base price starts at $67,000, but our tested model came in around $76,000. For that, you get a dual-motor setup, 94.4 kilowatt-hour battery, and Audi's full suite of driver assistance and comfort features. It's not cheap, but when you consider the fit and finish, the real-world range, and the strong charging performance, the value is definitely there. So, what's the verdict? The 2025 Audi Q6 E-Tron Quattro doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't try to. Instead, it refines the idea of what an EV can be. Polished, predictable, premium. It's not built to thrill. It's built to impress. Quietly. If you're looking for flash, flair, or futuristic innovation, there are flashier EVs out there. But if you want a rock-solid, well-built, everyday electric SUV that just feels right, the Q6 might be the most Audi EV ever made. Thanks for watching. This is Shift Path, bringing you the latest in automotive excellence every single day. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Would you pick the Q6 E-Tron? Or are you holding out for something a little more exciting? Stay tuned. More car reviews, more deep dives, more electrifying content coming your way.